Welcome to the 26th Annual WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Basketball Classic, presented by Food City, with education sponsor Appalachian Wireless.
And good evening from James Combs Arena on the campus of Perry Central High School in Hazard, Kentucky. The 26th Annual WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic, presented by Food City, continues with the third place game between the Breathitt County Bobcats and the Hazard Bulldogs. Josh McKinney, Tanner Hesterberg, thanks so much for joining us for tonight's game. Neither of these teams eligible to play for the Mountain Classic Championship because they lost in the semifinals last night. But, partner, that doesn't mean there isn't a whole lot to play for.
Well, we've talked extensively, Tanner, about the depth of this year's tournament. 8 teams, all in the top of their respective region. To finish third in a tournament as deep as this one, I think is nothing to frown about. You get a trophy, and I think it provides a lot of momentum heading for the rest of the season. Obviously, Breathitt and Hazard, our first matchup, they played twice already this year. The Bobcats have some revenge on their mind. The Bulldogs, they want to come out and show that they're better than what they played last night against Perry Central.
Hazard has already defeated Breathitt County twice during this regular season. What do the Bobcats need to do today to pull out a victory?
Well, obviously, it's tough to beat a team 3 times. Breathitt lost at their home place. They lost on the road at Hazard. And the Bobcats, they need to make some shots. That's one thing that Coach Fugit's talked about, is their outside shooting. It's not been there all season long so far. They showed spurts of it in their first round win over North Laurel. They struggled mightily last night versus North Central. But, I mean, if they can hit their outside shots and contain the post, I think they got a very good shot tonight.
We'll talk about the keys to the game coming up on the other side of this break. You're watching the Mountain Classic. Cheney had 10 points last night after not scoring in the opening round. Right there, the ball caroms off the rim. Cheney ripped it away from his own teammate, and then he was fouled on the way back up. Free throw no good. 6-0 Breathitt County here in the early going.
Well, so much hype was put into that game last night between Perry and Hazard. The big city rivalry. You wonder if the Bulldogs have any emotion left after that game.
Thompson, a 3 out of the corner, and he gets Hazard on the scoreboard.
Well, he's such a deadly shooter from outside. That's one thing that he does really, really well. Probably the best aspect of his game is that outside shot.
Long jumper by Cheney. He puts it in. The big man showing some range there.
Well, he did that several times last night. Very impressed with the touch that he has from 10 to 15 feet.
And you were making the point last night, Josh, we had an all 14th region semifinal in that these two teams, and Perry Central and Knott Central, all out of the 14th region. Long 3 there by Mobilini, no good. So that also ensures that we'll have a first, second, and third place, all from the 14th region as well. Wraparound layup for Fugit is good off the beautiful feed from Noble.
Well, I tell you what, Breathitt County right now, they came out like they want to show something. They're looking to prove something. Hazard's beat them twice. They had a lackluster performance last night against Knott in that 30-point loss, and the Bobcats, they really feel like they can be a player in this 14th region come March, and they're looking to show it.
Coach Denny Fugit told me point blank, we have the talent to win the 14th region. It's just a matter of if we can put it all together.
And they do. I mean, he's absolutely right. They got plenty of talent, as you're seeing right now. And the way Cheney's playing, that's just another weapon. You've got Ryan Cox, the sharpshooting senior, on the bench.
Hamilton down low, couldn't get the layup. Tipped up by Cheney, no good. And finally, Hudson pulls it down for the Bulldogs, leaves it off to Thompson. Ball kicked out of bounds. It will stay Bulldog basketball as Jordan Olinger checks into the game for the first time. The 6'2 senior averages 8.7 rebounds per game. Just got back from the Border Bowl, the football game between rivals Kentucky and Tennessee.
Victory for the Kentucky squad.
29-27 the final score. Olinger, we're told, caught 2 passes.
For about 57 yards is what Al Holland told me.
Combs the layup there, his first bucket.
Well, that's impressive, and I think Austin Prey for Perry also played in the Border Bowl, and he'll be back here tonight. But to play a football game in the morning, then come back and play a high-intensity basketball game like this one, it's very impressive. Olinger, one of the better athletes in the mountains.
Prey actually got the start at quarterback today for the Kentucky team. Noble puts it in.
Boy, Noble's had a solid first half for Coach Fugit.
6 already for Noble, has eclipsed his total from last night.
Fugit's now yelling at his team, guard somebody defensively. You're scoring points, but you've got to make some stops.
Breathitt County sticking in that matchup zone. Thompson with it out between the circles. You mentioned Coach Denny Fugit for Breathitt County, his second year at the Bobcat helm, a 31-16 record. Trying to mold them into a 14th region championship contender, and Hudson took steps there. And that gets us to our first media timeout. All Breathitt County so far. The Bobcats up 7 on Hazard here at the Mountain Classic.
Places you go. Things you do. Friends you share with. Toyota Corolla. 80% of them sold since 1991 are still on the road, which makes for an impressive timeline. The 2013 Toyota Corolla, now with 0% financing or a $149 a month lease. Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, I'm Lola Patterson, Director of Not Drug Abuse Council, or KDAC. KDAC is a community coalition made up of members in the community just like you and me, both volunteer and paid staff who are willing to stand up and fight against substance abuse. Our meetings are held once a month in Hyman at the Justice Center. That's the second Tuesday of each month at noon. We encourage you to come out and share your ideas to implement strategies to bring about lasting change in your community. Check us out on Facebook to see some of the free trainings we offer and other resources available.
Back at Combs Arena, Breathitt County has surged out to a 7-point lead over Hazard Independent. 12-5 the score right now. We've played nearly 5 minutes in this one. Josh, what has been the key to Breathitt County's hot start?
I think first off, the key that Fugit told me was rebounding. They've owned the boards here early on. Cheney, Michael, Fugit, Noble's gotten some boards, and the Bobcats, they're pushing the pace. Hazard wants to slow it down. Breathitt, they've got out in transition. They've got some easy buckets, and thus a 7-point lead. They've played really well here in the first quarter. Not much to complain about, I think, if you're Coach Fugit.
Hazard, some backcourt pressure. Interesting, they have Hudson, their big man, pressuring in backcourt. Ball poked away there, but Breathitt County still has it. Hamilton drives in, couldn't bank it home. Olinger swoops in for the rebound. Mobilini down the lane. Nice pass inside to Hudson. Had it ripped away, and the call is a jump ball. It'll stay on this end.
Well, Richard Trent, another guy that had a good game last night for the Bobcats, was in there. Hudson's got 5 or 6 inches height-wise on him, but Trent, very solid physical body down low, and muscled the ball away from Hudson, got the jump ball.
Richard Trent, the senior, of course, quarterbacks Breathitt County's football team.
RT3, as he's like to be called.
Of course, an undefeated regular season for the Bobcats this year in football, a final record of 12-1.
Those pesky Belfry Pirates.
Belfry got them in the playoffs, but they've got a good football program over there in Breathitt County. And their basketball team flexing its muscle right now. Hudson double team, nowhere to go, finds Thompson in the left corner. That's his second 3 of the game.
Same spot for Thompson. You give him any kind of space, he can make you pay, and he can hit from way downtown too, not just close to the arc. He can hit from 10 feet behind the arc if he needs to.
His jump shot looks a little unconventional, but you can't argue with the result.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There you go. Hazard in a man-to-man. Noble drive on Hudson. Good defense. He's cut off. Noble can't score it. Cheney pokes the rebound back out to Fugit. Breathitt County gets another possession. And that's something that Al Holland wanted his Bulldogs to key in on, was not giving up second chance opportunities like they did there.
Well, it really hurts them too with Whitaker being out. He's going to have to try to find 2 or 3 bodies to kind of lobby to get the other post spot. But nice athletic move right there by Hudson to save the loose ball in bounds to his teammate Tyler Triplett.
Mobilini down the right baseline to Olinger. Now back to the right corner. That would have been a 2-pointer, but it was no good. It rattled out as Tyler Triplett missed it, and then sloppy at the other end. It goes out of bounds back over to Breathitt County.
Boy, Noble had Fugit wide open. Fugit was 10 feet beyond any defender. Noble's pass is too far. I'm going to look at him to replace Trent for the quarterback next year on the football team.
Well, Trent is a senior, so they will need somebody to step up and fill his shoes. Hazard Bulldogs making their 21st all-time appearance in the Mountain Classic. That is second only to Clay County.
I think everybody's second to Clay County when it comes to all-time numbers in this tournament.
There's a reason they used to call this thing the Clay County Invitational. Of course, the Tigers have won it so many times. Nice shot fake by Thompson, drives in and spins it up and in.
Tough shot by Thompson, throws the defender with the head fake and got the up and under move amongst Cheney and some other Bobcats down low.
And just finishing our point, Hazard is 28-20 all-time in the Mountain Classic. That record second only to
the Tigers.
Of course. Inside our final minute of play here in the opening quarter, Hudson got a steal, but he went out of bounds as he dove over into the scorer's table, and he looks to be in some pain.
Well, he took a dive right here just down from us, right into the media tables, and it looks to be his wrist or his elbow or shoulder.
That's his right elbow. I think he banged it on the scorer's table and might have hit his funny bone. Nothing funny about it, though, as he will stay in the game, it looks like. I don't see Coach Holland going to the bench. A nice hustle play by Hudson, and we were wondering a minute ago why they have him in backcourt on the press, and that's the reason right there, the quick hands to get the near steal.
Well, he's tall, he's lean, he's very athletic and quick. He's very quick for a kid his size.
Guarding Noble there, and he reaches in.
Oh, right there, giving Noble all sorts of pressure with the on-ball defense, but unfortunately a little bit too physical. He's going to pick up the foul, his first.
Breathitt County was up by 8 points, now up by just 2. May play for the final shot here of the first quarter. Trent with it out front. Gets some space on Combs and banks it in.
Nice drive there by Trent. Got just a little bit of separation between him and the defender, took him to the hole and got it off the glass.
First basket for Trent. Inside 10 seconds to go now. Hazard looking to respond. Shot fake. Now to Olinger, 15-footer. Yes, no, rimmed out. Rebounded inside by Fugit. Gets it to Hamilton. Full court heave. Sails over the goal. Might not have counted anyway, and we've reached the end of the first quarter. Breathitt County 14, Hazard 10, here in the third place game of the Mountain Classic on WYMT.